What's happened to that twat David Cameron who called it on? Let's be fair.
I think you're referring to our former Prime Minister.
Yeah, but how comes he can scuttle off? He called all this on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has no regrets.
Where is he? He's in Europe, in Nice, with his trotters up. Yeah. Where is the geezer? I think he should be held accountable for it. He should be held accountable for it.
It's a valid point. A lot of people do feel
Twat.
that all politicians...
Look at me,
So do you believe in the Illuminati?
Not as it is.
You went so deep. That's 23 red pills. We have to go slowly up to that. That's like the biggest one of all.
I will say this.
Be honest.
Okay.
Be honest.
It is not.
Be Utah Jack. Don't be fucking
Hollywood Jack.
Don't be Highland. Are we in Highland Park?
No, we're in a Hancock Park.
Hancock. Ooh, don't say it. No, we're not. We're in Costa Mesa.
I believe in that there is a small organization that does determine a lot of outcomes in our modern world. And we know someone very well whose father was the chairman of the Bilderbergers. And when they told me this friend of ours, I Googled, I went on Wikipedia and I was like, I'm going to look that up. And it was on Wikipedia. And I told this friend, I'm like, hey, that it says that on Wikipedia. And she goes, that's weird. It shouldn't say that. And then next time I went, gone from Wikipedia.
Hold on. Build-A-Bear.
The Bilderbergers.
What's a Bilderberger?
Bilderbergers is, okay.
Build-A-Bear. I love that.
What is it?
I love that shop. It's where you get a little bear and you build it. You put little eyes on it.
That's what you just said.
No, the Bilderbergers. Okay.
It's the Build-A-Bear group. Please send this clip to Alex Jones. Wait, you guys don't know about the Build-A-Bear? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Bilderbergers was this conference that happened.
Build-A-Burgers. You saying Build-A-Burger, it sounds like a Wahlburger.
Isn't it
different?
Isn't it the Bilderbergers?
It's not a hamburger.
No, you're right. It's the Bilderbergs.
Yes.
Bilderbergs. Sorry. The Bilderbergs was it got the name because it was a convention held at this hotel in, was it Switzerland or Austria?
It's a lot of the stuff happens in Switzerland.
So it was at the Bilderberg Hotel.
What, where billionaires met and discussed the world?
Yes. And it happens every year in the summer. It's like a 5-day conference.
Yeah.
And you've got Bill Gates.
They have those same shit things here.
Yeah, they do.
Northern California,
yes,
Bohemian.
the Redwoods.
Bohemian Grove,
yes.
yep. I have another friend whose father was in the Bohemian Grove, and he was trying to get me an invite at one point, and it just never came to fruition. Very upset that never happened. But my thing is this. Why the fuck does the Clintons, the Bushes, the Bill Gates, the wealthiest people in the world, why do they all need to have a retreat once a year with each other?
Because they basically control everything.
Exactly.
That's why.
And that's the Illuminati.
What about Murdoch?
But he's there.
What about Murdoch controlling Trump?
Yeah. That came out fucking clear as day.
Absolutely.
He basically was like, we're gonna make him the president. Good day, mate.
Yeah, put another shrimp on the Barbie, love.
We just got fired from every single possible network.
We're straight subscription only tier. This is Patreon only. Wait, so I have a question. So yeah, you there's like a rumor that like 150 people rule the world. I believe that. I believe that. In terms of, you were saying the Illuminati, that's such a deep level thing. Let me ask you this, Kelly. Do you believe that automation is, in the next 5 years, is going to take over and there's going to be something called the useless class, which they talk about?
I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Automation.
AI.
Just sleep in your makeup. You're so tired. Silky smooth skin is so last year.
AI, robotics. Do you believe that there's going to be a lot of people out of jobs in 5 years?
Oh, yeah. I'm watching it happen
It's
every
inevitable.
day.
It's inevitable.
And
that's it. The genie's out. You can't put him back in.
So they're saying there's a class of people that will be called the useless class?
Yes. Because they can't, nothing they're qualified for. Like a computer can just do it. Like, think about this. Computer coders, right? Everyone was like, go to coding, learn coding, learn coding. Why? Because now you literally can go to a computer, hey, write me code that does this. And it does it in 5 minutes, where it would take a month for a computer coder to do it.
All I'm saying is in the next, I think 2 years, but 5 years, there's going to be so many displaced people, and it's going to be very wild because there's going to be a lot of jobs that are taken over.
Completely taken over. People's lives will be like, they'll pull life from under them.
100%. And because you said I'm a conspiracy theorist, which I guess I am, but a lot of people don't even believe that. So I was just seeing.
Are you a doomsday prepper?
No, but I would definitely think you.
I have tendencies.
I think I want to have.
I have tendencies.
Well, just
Jamie's
call
coming.
Jack.
Jamie's
Just
coming to
call
my place.
Jack.
Well, we were supposed to go to Idaho.
House isn't done yet.
And then some lady yesterday was telling me about Joshua Tree.
Yeah, a lot of people going out there.
And it's totally boring out there.
Very.
Oh, he told me, Latoya, they're going to kill me. I said, who, Michael? First, I thought you're Michael Jackson. Nobody in their right mind would ever think of doing anything like this to you. That's what you think. And then I saw how serious he was. He said, it's bigger than what you think. I said, well, Michael, what is it? He said, it's my publishing. They're after my publishing. They want to take it. As you guys know, my brother had one of the largest catalogs in the world, meaning music-wise.
The Beatles collection was one of them.
He owned the Beatles, yes. Yeah. There's an elevator music that you hear, just everything, basically a piece of every artist.
I'm really intrigued because you say that there was somebody at this house and you know who it was. Can you say who it was?
No, I cannot say because there were other people in the house as well. Because I prefer not to at the moment, but I will say this. I would love to have a one-on-one with several people. One person I would love to have. Safe? I would love to have a one-on-one with probably.
I mean, I don't know if you say that because you think that you could.
Who is the Pope? He is the Emperor of Rome. Rome never died, never faded away. It became the Vatican. What is the Vatican? It is the priesthood of all of the old pagan religions of Rome, built upon the deception that they are Christian. Can man change the orders of God? Can man elevate himself above God? No. Then why did the Pope change the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday, the venerable day of the worship of the sun Osiris? Why in the outer courtyard of the Vatican is there a temple of the sun, an obelisk, and a reflecting pool built as a fountain around the base of the obelisk? Because what we're talking about in Dealey Plaza and in Washington, D.C. exists also in the Vatican. And I'm not trying to insult Catholics, I'm just trying to tell you the truth.
In England, I have a friend, and he lives in this part of England called Essex, and it's a lot of it there is a lot of farmland, very green.
Amazing.
And he had this house built, but the house next door is a one-level story house, and it's very old. It looks like something from the Second World War. You know, it's about 80, 90 years old, and nobody's ever been there. And he's been living next door to this house for like 10 years. Suddenly he sees someone going in the house and he's like, oh, hi, like I'm your neighbor. And my friend I'm talking about does a lot of work in England on TV. It's very, very well known. And this guy goes, no, I don't live here. I'm not your neighbor, but do you want to come in? So he lets him into the house. The house is a complete false thing. It's like, you know, you open the door and it opens to a huge, huge staircase. And the staircase goes down and down and down, and it fits about 5,000 people.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Where's this?
In Essex.
It's your friend who has this, or the neighbor?
No, it's the house next door to him. But this house has been there. He's never seen anyone in. He finally, after years, sees a guy going in, and he goes, "Hi, I'm your neighbor. We've never met." And the guy goes, "No, I'm not your neighbor. But do you want to come in?"
He's like, "Yes, please." When the bombs start falling.
Who's the guy? Who was the guy that had the house? Just a person staying there?
It's the government.
It was the government. He was a government guy coming to check it. They would do checks every so often. Yeah, and it's just one huge, huge, massive staircase down.
Oh,
that's so
my
cool.
God.
Isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well.
To first correct you on something. The fact that you thought, I mean, disrespectfully, that this was the biggest single day of slaughter is part of the problem. The lives, the blood, of Palestinians is oftentimes by commentators and politicians regarded as less valuable than the blood of Israelis. It was by no means the single biggest slaughter in the Israel-Palestine chapter.
In one day?
In one day. In fact, in 5 hours, with Sharon on the roof shining a searchlight into the Sabra and Shatila camps in Beirut, 3,850 Palestinian women and children. There were only women and children because the men had all agreed to sail away to Tunisia as part of an American brokered deal. Now, younger viewers will not remember Sabra and Shatila, but those two names are burned in the minds of those older and who care.
When I asked, well, just a moment, Alice, you've been speaking for most of the night. When I asked Tanya Plibersek,
we'll fact check that one for you. Yes.
When I asked Tanya Plibersek, was the Deputy Leader of the Labor Party and the potential Deputy Prime Minister, was carbon dioxide the big issue in relation to climate change? And she said yes. I then said, well, that being the case, what percentage of the atmosphere is made up of carbon dioxide? And she said, I don't know. And I said, hang on, you don't know what percentage of the atmosphere is carbon dioxide, and yet you're prepared to stand the economy on its head to address a problem, the detail of which you don't know. So when I then explained that the percentage of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, Alice, is how much? Alice, how much of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere?
To answer the question, Scott Morrison has said he believes in climate change and that he wants to do something about it.
Alice, how much carbon dioxide is the problem? How much carbon dioxide is there in the atmosphere?
I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I'm a
well, hang on. If you're going to argue the case, you ought to know. It's 0.04%. And of that 0.04%, human beings around the world create 3%. And of that 3%, Australia creates 1.3%. So for the 1.3% of 3% of 0.04%, we then decide to have a national economic suicide note. Now,
Alan, I'm happy for you to have made that point, which
causes 49% of CO2.
Panelists, what percent of our atmosphere is CO2?
Repeat that question.
What percent of our atmosphere is CO2, carbon dioxide?
About 5%.
5?
We'll get 7.
I'll see their 5 and suggest that we know that transportation causes 49% of CO2, so that's why we're all working on energy transition.
All right. So what number do you think it is?
5.
5? Do you have one, Mr. Boyd?
So we got a 5, 7, 8. I'm going to get the high end.
All right. The answer is 0.04%. Not 1%, not half of a percent. It's 0.04%. It's gone up from 0.03 in the last couple of decades. This is what we're being all contorted into doing, is this tiny change in CO2. If we get below 0.02, plant life starts dying.
1,000 times greater than pay increases for average workers in recent years. That's outrageous at a time of cost of living. And the king and his family have a combined personal private wealth of £2 billion. The king inherited £1.8 billion from his late mother without paying a penny in inheritance tax.